Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. So we are going to go ahead and get started here. Make sure everything is going good. So welcome to our Battle of the Brushes. Today we're going to actually be battling it out with some classic fall makeup looks featuring an exciting new collection that we just launched for the fall and winter this year. And really what we want to encourage you guys to do is think about how you can recreate these looks yourself. And think of Thanksgiving, think of all the holidays, whatever holidays you celebrate that are coming up. So I just want to take a moment to introduce myself. My name is Leigh Raeder, and I have been a master cosmetologist for about 27 years. I'm also a motives beauty advisor and a motives field consultant, and I'm a lover of all things beauty. So super happy to be here with you all today. And I'm going to let my guest introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lacey, and I'm actually an actress and got into makeup because you're always being told to bring your own makeup. So I need to learn it. That's what I said to myself. So I've been a beauty advisor for, oh gosh, it's probably really going on 8-10 years, maybe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I stayed behind the scene more and was just trying to figure things out and move in my schools and audition and do all that stuff. But the quarantine really pushed me to be more forward about my makeup. And have
you look beautiful already. And so you already have your face done, right? And we're just kind of going to battle it out with our eyes. So I have to hold this palette up and show everybody. So this is our new Sublime eyeshadow palette. And I love the size of it. And I've actually been using it quite a bit. And you can tell that it's barely used. So they're very, very pigmented. But what I love about it is it does have some neutral tones. But it also has this beautiful green color, like it's like a darker green. And actually I'm wearing a green top too. And then it has almost like this, I don't know, it has some gold specks in it, but it's kind of a darker brown color as well. And it also has a matte neutral, and then this one has a little bit of shimmer. So we've got Elevate, Divine, and then Supreme and Glorious. So what kind of look are you going to create today, Kristen?
I go pretty dramatic, actually, because I am obsessed with Divine, which is the green. So I'm gonna go really hard on that green. It just mostly
I love it. And I'm actually going to use the green as well, but I'm not going to go as bold. What I find is that sometimes people see those bold jewel tones and they're a little bit shy of them. So I want to show people how you can still incorporate some of those jewel tones or even bold colors that you might be afraid of and still keep things a little bit natural. So I always start all of my eye looks using the Motives Eye Base because it does a couple different things. It will actually neutralize some of the unwanted tones in my eyelid. It will also make everything nice and true to color. And beyond that, it makes my eyeshadow last quite a long time. In fact, I used to have issues with it creasing and disappearing because I tend to have oily lids. And this actually helps with all of those things. And it just ensures a really nice base to it.
Yeah, I love it. And I don't have to use that much of it. A little goes a really, really long way.
It does. And one of the things that I like to teach is you can actually just take a little bit and go underneath your eye, wherever you're going to put your eyeliner, or maybe you're going to put a little bit of eyeshadow underneath there because it'll help with the staying power of that as well. And you're right, you don't need a lot. In fact, I tell people put it on and you can even take a tissue and wipe a little off if you feel like you have too much. If you have too much, it could crease just because you have too much product on your lid.
I love that you're using a brush and I'm using my finger.
Yeah, I mean, hey, whatever works, right? I usually have some nails, so I hate to dig my finger in there, but I mean, yeah, to each their own, like whatever's easiest is good. To start my look, I'm actually going to use this Elevate color, and that's the neutral kind of, I think it's sort of like an off-white tone, a little bit more brown in it than a cream color. And I'm going to use my blender brush, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that above my crease and almost up to my brow bone.
No, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm usually kind of fast when I do my eyes. That's the other thing. It's like it doesn't have to take a long time to just add some pops.
Yeah, all about dimensions. I always use some sort of like peachy or maybe sometimes a little bit of a red, but so Sunset is my blush today, and I'm putting Sunset in my crease because it just kind of brightens it out on my face.
I like that tip because blush isn't always just for your cheeks, right? It should be versatile and you can use it a lot of different places.
Exactly. Okay. So I'm going to start with my green, Divine. I love the name.
Go for it. Love it. You're just like going for it.
We're going in. This is a holiday party.
I love it.
Whether it's a party or not, I'm gonna look like I'm going to the party.
So I'm gonna actually take Supreme, and if you remember, it's kind of that darker brown color with a little bit of gold flecks, and I'm using more of my kind of flatter shadow brush for this color. And I do have kind of like small mobile lids, and then I tend to have a little bit of hooding. So I like to take my darker color and almost create like a little bit of a line where, you know, if I would follow my lower lash line, if it would keep going, and I'm going to just shade in that color a little bit. And that's just going to bring my crease up. It's going to bring my eyes up a little bit. And you can tell that this color is a little bit dark, but you can put it on and just blend it out. And it doesn't have to be that dark if you don't want. Now, if you want it dark, you can definitely pack a little bit more on. But I'm just lightly going to blend that into that outer corner. And I'm almost creating like a V shape. Are you still packing that green on?
Yes. The pigment is so amazing. I love this palette. I think it's so much fun. And for me, I'm using a thicker brush because I knew I was gonna pack on the green color. It makes it much easier to get that color on there. And then you guys will notice as I continue, then I'll be blending the outer, so it melts nicely onto my eyelid.
Yeah, I like that. And the reason why you're patting it on is just to get a little bit more of the eyeshadow on your eye so you can really see that pigment, right? So I love this palette too for, it fits nicely in a stocking. And I don't know about you guys, but like I always want to gift like those things that are new and exciting because everybody wants to be on trend. And this palette is right on trend because we are seeing a lot of these tones as far as not only in fashion, but also for makeup. Hopefully you can see here, bring that up a little.
What I really love about this too is, you know, I use my brushes at home, but I love that it does come with its own little brush tool in the palette so that I can take this with me if I feel like I want to freshen up or do anything. It's just so convenient with the mirror and the brush and everything.
That's so true. I was actually thinking that today. I was like, it's so nice to just throw in your makeup bag and just be on the go with it as well. The other thing I've been realizing is people are like, gosh, I haven't been out in so long, and now I'm going to start getting together with family and friends. I got to freshen up my makeup look. What do I need to do that, and what should I do? So hopefully you guys are getting some good ideas and tips out of this session today. Be sure to ask any questions that you have, and we would love to answer them for you. Just gonna make sure that's blended, build out that outer corner. Oh, you are looking gorgeous.
Thank you. I moved on to Supreme. I'm putting it on the outer because I love that gold speckle look on the very outer part. And I'm also patting it, but I'm using a more fluffier brush, so it's not as intense.
All right, so I'm gonna actually grab Glorious. So Glorious is it's a neutral tone, but it does have a little bit of pearl. I'm not even gonna really say shimmer. It's more of a pearl. And I'm gonna take a flatter shadow brush and pat, but almost like rub down just a little bit and see how that kind of activates that a little bit so you can really see.
It's beautiful.
Put that on my lower. I also like to keep it for this look a little bit lighter in the center because it's going to make my eyes look a little bit bigger. As you can see, my eyes are actually really small. So I do all the tricks that I can to make them appear a little bit larger than what they are. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Mel. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I want to know from you guys, who all has this palette already? And are you loving it as much as we are? Because this has been my staple for the last few weeks. Hi, Dina. Hello, everybody. So two already, I mean, they totally look different already, right? We're using the same, some of the same colors even in the palette. Sarah has this palette. Love it. I honestly can say that I don't think that I have even done two looks that are the same yet with this palette. I've been experimenting, doing all sorts of different looks.
Like Glorious, the really shimmery color, I've even put it over the green just as kind of like a highlight, and it just it just makes it pop. It changes the whole look. This time I'm going to put it like on my inner corner of my eye. Kind of
love that.
My eye a little sparkle.
So I know everybody's been waiting like for me to use a Divine, right? Because I promised that I would use the Divine green color. So I'm gonna take my flatter shadow brush and I'm just gonna put the shadow on the tips of the bristles. And then I'm gonna take it and go right underneath my eye to add that pop of green. So that's kind of one of those things that I will teach people. If you want to start implementing more color into your eye look, start with putting a little bit of pop underneath to kind of get yourself a little bit used to it. And just like you, Christian, like you said, yeah, I never used to use, these bold colors, and now I'm all about it. It's all about, I feel like, getting used to seeing it on yourself and experimenting with what you feel comfortable with.
And all of these colors are just so easily buildable, so like you said, you can start very light and then work your way up.
And I'm even putting just a little bit, blending it into my corners here. Add a little dimension. And then if you get to the point where you're like, okay, maybe it's a little dark, maybe I need to blend it a little bit more, you can take your Divine and just go over it a little bit with your blender brush and blend it out a little bit. You can always soften it a little bit, but I don't know. I like it to be a little deeper.
Yeah. It's the holidays. Go bold.
Yes, I like that because it's like it's an excuse to do things that you maybe wouldn't do every day, right?
Exactly. So I do want some more green. So I'm going to put just a little bit on my bottom lid here, going from the outer and a little tiny bit. I'm using an angle brush because that's easier for me. Also, I have small eyes too, so.
It's looking really good.
Thank you. I
So
did also.
oh, go ahead.
I always use Angel. I love Angel to like put on my waterline. And that brightens my eyes a bit too.
I got out my Precisely the Point guideline, and I like to line my upper lid with this right along my lash line. It kind of gives you the effect where you have thicker lashes, but it also is really easy to get that more precise line.
So I'm using the liquid eyeliner Noir. And I'm going to try to do this really fast. I have super, super curly lashes, so I always have to move them down because they're like gripping my eyes. So
And
I
I
can
have to curl my lashes. We're the opposite.
uncurl my lashes so I can get in there.
I'm going to do just a slight little wing on the outside. Jessica loves this eyeliner pen. I know, it is like so easy to use. So if you like getting that precise line, I like to do almost like little dashes instead of trying to do the entire line at once.
I use mine all up, so another obsession.
So while you're doing that, I have to show everybody our new hand palette. And it comes in this cute little box because I'm going to actually use it. So that's why I'm getting it out right now. And this is magnetic. So you can actually store it in this box and keep it sanitary. And it is made out of this really nice acrylic. Now I use this at Halloween and I put like all sorts of things with like a lot of pigment on it and it didn't stain at all. I was really impressed. I was like, okay, this is like the true test. Like I was putting pure, pigment from our custom blend cosmetics on it. Now, when you get it, I do have to tell you though, there is a film that's on the inside that you have to remove. It's a protective film. So if you get it and it's frosted, you just have to peel that film off from the underneath. But what I like to do is just have it right on my hand like this. So you can put it right on your hand. I like to mix different lip products on it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out the new Sublime Luminizing Jellies. So when you purchase the jellies, you actually get both of them in a pack and it comes in some plastic packaging like this. So Betty, I actually have sanitizing alcohol wipes that I just wipe the palette down with when I'm done using it. I let it air dry and then I'll put it right back in the box. Now I am a professional makeup artist, so I do use it when I'm working on clients, but I also use it in my personal makeup stash too, because it comes in really handy when I'm going to use these luminizers. So let me show you. This one is actually the gold pigment, the jelly. I don't know. It's so beautiful. I'm going to have a hard time deciding which one I'm going to use today. I'm going to only choose one. And this is the iridescent. I think I might use the iridescent. Put that closer. No, it's hard with the lighting. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a spatula. I'm going to take a little bit of the luminizing jelly out. And I'm gonna put it on my palette. Now, you don't have to use it like this, but I like to just keep it all clean, and I don't want to like double dip in my container, especially if this is a tester. You know, you want to keep everything really sanitary, so it comes in handy. So I have it on here. Now, these luminizing jellies are so versatile. So you could just use your finger, or you could use a makeup, you know, sponge. You can use a brush. You can use them any way you'd like. Now I'm going to just use my ring finger here. I'm going to dip it in the jellies. Can you guys see how iridescent that is on there? I think you can see it.
I can see that. That looks so gorgeous.
Now, what's really cool is you can use these so many different places. So I'm going to just put a little bit on top of where I put that lighter color. And it's just going to make that pop. Do you see the difference between this one and this one? How this one is just a little bit. Just make it.
Yeah.
And you can layer it if you'd like a little bit more, which I'm going to. So you guys can really see it. So pretty. You know what? I'm going to use the gold too, because I'm going to show you. I'll show you on a different place on my face where you can use it.
That's a good idea. Why choose? Why not do both?
I know, I can never choose. Now, here's the fun thing. You can actually mix these jellies with a little bit of eyeshadow before you put them on and make your own kind of eyeshadow that way. So they're so versatile. So just kind of think outside the box when you use them and experiment with them. I love this as a gift as well for somebody, because chances are they don't have this in their makeup stash, right? And then you can just let it dry. But I just like how it gives that pop, but again, it's a little bold, but not too crazy, right? So what is the next step in your look?
So I started putting my mascara on. I did the primer first. I always have to, I don't have to, but I prefer to do the primer because I just feel like the mascara the result is so much more what I'm looking for. It's thicker, it's so much, it's luscious, it's length, it's everything. And I'm using Fiber Lush.
Oh yes. Fiber Lush is my favorite. So now I have the gold on my palette. You can see that. I'm gonna actually take my brush, dip in the gold.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Leigh, you're ready to like go to a party right now. Your hair is you have bling, you have this fun look.
All dressed up and nowhere to go.
You can Netflix and glam. You can do that.
I can. So I'm gonna curl my lashes. So are you doing a little bit of liner underneath?
I decided not to just leave the angel there. But I am doing mascara on my lowers. I have very few. I feel like I have very few on my lower. So like I love Fiber Lush because it really grabs those tiny, tiny, tiny lashes.
So I'm using the Fiber Lush as well, and my lashes are actually pretty long, so I do curl them, and then I like to start at the base and kind of wiggle it and just separate a little bit, and then build the mascara up. So I have a question for you. What is your favorite thing about this time of year?
You know, so I'm not a fan of cold. So when it starts to get chilly, I'm already thinking about winter. But that all being said, I usually try to go to a pumpkin patch or apple picking in the fall. And as soon as the skating ring opens up at Bryant Park in New York City, I try to go there too.
That sounds like fun.
Those are my like activities, and I sucker someone to come with me.
I love
And
it.
it'll be fun because I have my daughter too, and she loved the pumpkin patch, so that was adorable. You're so much happier.
We had actually a longer fall than usual. So it just started to turn. So we had a really great color on all the leaves. And that's kind of what I think of when I think of fall makeup is, you know, those pops of color and kind of incorporating some of the jewel tones you'll see there as well. But I like how we do kind of shift our makeup. Like it's fun to start shifting into more of those looks versus some of the summer looks. And getting out my sweaters and, you know, using some of my other clothes that I put away for the summer is always nice as well.
What are your feelings about how early you get the tree out? There's always debate online about that.
So yes, we do celebrate Christmas and we usually get our tree out the weekend after Thanksgiving. I do have friends that are already getting, you know, decorating for the holidays.
I saw someone, it was the day before Halloween on my street, and I think it's because they were paying someone to decorate the outside of their house. Maybe that was like a booking situation, but it was literally Halloween decorations on their porch, and then they're putting the Christmas stuff up. So it looked very, what is that movie, Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yes, yes. That looks so beautiful. So you mentioned your blush. What else? Like, do you have foundation on? Like, what is your favorite foundation from Motive?
So I am new foundation obsession is let's see, I have Mocha, the stick foundation. I think I'm gonna be wearing this all winter. It's so smooth and creamy and perfect. And I normally do a powder. Mm-hmm. But it never fails me. And so if I'm going to be, I guess, plain face as possible, I'll do the foundation a little bit. And I love that I can spread it really thin or build it up for more coverage. And then I'll do blush and then mascara, and that's it. That's my minimal.
I love it though. Your skin is gorgeous.
Thank you so much. Isotonics. Lumiere de Vie, thank you. Thank you for those products.
The products are amazing. Love that. So Jessica said that she had decorated for Christmas since October 1st. She loves Christmas, but I'm a giver and I love to give gifts. I'm more of a giver too. Like that's why I like say like I love putting this as a stocking stuffer, and I love giving people those things because I feel like it'll make them prioritize themselves and give themselves a little bit of attention. I feel like especially some of my busy moms that I know, it's like they're kind of the last person to get anything for themselves, right? So I like to gift new palettes, new collections, new things that I know that they don't have yet. And then I'll even teach them how to use them, or you can share this video and give them some ideas on how to use them as well.
That's a really key thing is when people are excited about the palettes, and this has happened, we have so many beautiful palettes. And when you can do a follow-up and show them how to have fun with their look and what to do, they really get the most out of their new palette.
So I like to complete my look with the Motive 10 Years Younger setting spray. So maybe, just maybe tonight, I can talk my husband into taking me out to eat or something. So this will make sure that my makeup lasts not only through tonight, but when I use this through the holidays and all sorts of different weather, it holds up so well, especially, you know, you never know. It might be snowing here soon and in the weather. So
Also, you're dealing with cold weather, and then you go inside and then it's hot and it feels like kind of humidity. So whatever will help that look stay in place is like so helpful.
so is that the primer?
It's like a race.
Looks good.
The phone just went blank. Am I here? Can you see me?
Yes, it just went out for just a second, but yep, we can see and hear you now.
Okay, it just went black. I'm telling you, Leigh, the technology, I don't know what's going on right now. It's so strange.
We just got to roll with it, right?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm finishing this part. And
I like to do my lower lashes too, and people often ask me like, should I or shouldn't I? And honestly, it's just preference. If you like the look, I do like to add a little something that kind of separates the lashes. It gives you a little bit, I don't know, more of a bold eye, but I just kind of lightly, just like you did,
just a little sweep.
just a little sweep. And usually whatever's left on my brush. Oh, look at you with your little fan.
I'm also burning up in my apartment.
It's a multi-purpose thing.
Yes, it is. And then that's it. I feel like I like a little sparkle here and then just drama.
No, it looks really good. I do like it. And I think our looks are so different, even though we use the same palette. Makes it so much fun. Ooh, what's that?
So much variety. So I named her Autumn. But this is one of my lip glazes that I mixed together with my custom blend. And it's so moisturizing on my lips that it's kind of an obsession too. And I like that I can build it and make it more red.
That looks beautiful.
Okay, Leigh, where are we going? We gotta go somewhere.
Yeah, I know. I wish we lived closer. We could go somewhere together.
I know.
But that's okay. I'm just happy that I got to hang out with you today, and it was just so fun to spend time, even though you're way in New York and I'm in Wisconsin. It was great to be able to connect with you today. So for those of you watching, keep asking your questions. We'll continue to go back and look. I also want you guys to share your looks that you do with the Sublime collection. Just make sure to tag Motives Cosmetics in any of your posts, and also use the hashtag MotivesNation so we can see what you guys are doing. But let us know, what look do you like the best? What look would you rock? Would you wear them both? Would you try them? I want to hear from you guys, and make sure you keep on commenting because it makes us feel like we're hanging out with all of you as well.
Yes, you guys are amazing. You really look glamorous, Leigh. You got to go out. You got to do it. Please.
So do you. And we'll actually take some pictures of our faces and our finished looks and share them with you as well, just so you guys can kind of see a little bit more close up and in good lighting and stuff. So thank you so much for being here with me, and have happy holidays. And all of you watching, make sure you have happy holidays, and can't wait to see you in person.
Yes, it'll happen. Happy holidays. Thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us.